Hello everybody, my name is Brandon Holland. Thank you for checking out my presentation. We're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects today, which is cooking on the grill. I love cooking on the grill. It is grilling season, and few things make a man feel more like a man than cooking on the grill. So during the summertime, I love having friends and family over at my house. They never need an excuse to come over. But if I ever wanted to create one, all I have to do is have a cookout. People love coming together over food, and really few things make me feel more like a superhero than burning some protein on the grill. We're going to be talking about smoking ribs today. Some of my favorites, smoked pork spare ribs. What you'll need is a good grill, some charcoal, a chimney starter, various spices and seasonings to make your rubs and your mops, and of course you'll need some good meat. Never frozen is the preference, okay? Here's a little bit about my grill. I like to call it the Baby Beast. It has a propane side and a charcoal side. So on the far left, what you see is a stovetop burner that is right next to the propane grill. You have a charcoal grill, and then all the way on the right, you have a side firebox that doubles as a smoker. The day before, you want to pre-game your meat, okay? What you want to do is trim all the excess fat and meat off of the ribs. That's going to allow it to cook evenly. There's also a thick membrane on the bone side of the ribs that you want to peel off. That's going to allow smoke to penetrate up and through it. And then you want to soak it in Pepsi because that's actually going to help it stay moist and tender while you're cooking it. And this is an all-day process, so you want to set your alarm, guys. Get up early, okay, because it's going to take about 5 to 7 hours to cook your meat. You want to clear your schedule so that it'll be done by dinner time. You won't have your friends and family waiting around and just smelling this awesome smell that they can't touch. So when you wake up, the first thing you want to do is you want to start your charcoal, okay? Give it time to burn and gray. I like to use a chimney starter because you don't have to use lighter fluid. Lighter fluid really changes the taste of the meat, and even some of the pre-soaked briquettes will actually change the shape of the meat. While that's happening, you want to season your ribs. I like to use mustard on my ribs because it allows the seasoning to stick to it. A thin layer, you put it on, the taste of the mustard actually cooks out, but the season sticks to the ribs while you're cooking it, and that makes it taste even better. So the key to smoking ribs is to cook low and slow. That's a low temperature with a very slow time, okay? Indirect heat, as you actually see all the way on the on the right, and the side firebox is the source of the heat, but you actually be cooking on the surface that's on the left, okay? And then you want to drop your ribs down. Once your grill reaches a proper temperature, which is about 200 to 250 degrees, you drop your ribs down and you want to close the lid. You want to resist the urge to lift the lid and look. Like I said, every time you open it, the heat seeps out and your temperature drops. Okay, you want to keep it closed. Look at the thermometer. As long as it says it's between 200 and 250, you just have to trust that physics are actually happening and that the meat is actually being cooked. Okay, so get away from the grill. The only time you want to open it is to mop your grill. Okay, you set your watch for every 45 to 60 minutes so you can get in, mop it with seasonings you can make with vinegar and water, or you can buy some prefabricated mop. But when you do that, you want to mop and then close the grill right away. Keep an eye on the temperature. That's very, very important. I keep harping on it. If you watch the temperature and it's dropping, you want to add a few briquettes of coal at a time to gradually bring the heat back up. Don't add too many because it's very easy to get too hot too fast, and you'll actually burn your meat or dry it out. So again, you got 5 to 7 hours, and you want to know how it's done. After that 5 to 7 hours, you pick the ribs up. If they bend to a right angle, or you can separate them very easily, they're just about finished. So what you want to do now, one last trick to actually seal in some juices and some flavor, is you want to mop them one more time, but wrap them in aluminum foil, and that actually is going to allow the moisture to penetrate the meat deeper and give it that fall off the bone kind of texture that everybody loves. So there's 2 ways you can serve your meat. You can serve it dry with the sauce on the side, or you can serve it with the sauce actually on the ribs. Either way is good. My family loves the sauce on, so I actually made one so you can see for the presentation with the sauce on and with the sauce off. So you want your temperature of your ribs to be about 160 to 175 at the thickest part for at least a half hour. And it should look something like this. Either way, your family is going to love it. Sauce on, sauce off, you can't go wrong. That's my presentation. I want to thank you for checking out my presentation, and also say you're welcome if anything that I said helps you make the best ribs you've ever made in your life. Again, my name is Brandon Holland, Fat Boy and Grill Enthusiast. Thanks again.